idea to share some of my favorite areas, highlighting the advantages and disadvantages of each. In case you're wondering, most of the communities on my list are located in the northern part of Markham. If you're curious to see which ones made the cut, be sure to stick around until the end of the video. If this is your first time in the Living in the Greater Toronto Area channel and you want to know everything about living in the Greater Toronto Area, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Toronto, Ontario. My name is Antonio and my business partner is Van. We get calls every day from people just like you, so whether you are moving in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out as all of our contact information is in the description box below. We will be happy to help you make a smooth move to the Greater Toronto Area. Now let's take a look at the Toronto Real Estate Board map, and we see Toronto right here and York is just right north of it, and this is a quite large of a region within the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, and Markham is actually the largest out of all the 9 municipality within your region, and in fact it is the 4th largest city in the Greater Toronto Area. But in general, Vaughan, Richmond Hill and Markham, they are the largest city within York, and out of the 3, Richmond Hill has the most expensive homes and Markham comes in second. However, within King City there is only a small section that houses many mansions and huge homes. It ranges from 3,000 to 8,000 square feet and more. It is a real small section within the King City. And overall, like I said earlier, Richmond Hill is the most expensive area within York, and Markham really come very close, and then Vaughan. Today we're going to take a look at Markham to see what it has to offer. As I mentioned earlier, Markham is a large area and it can be overwhelming to choose a community if you're not familiar with it. So let's explore some of the best neighborhood, highlight their advantages and help you find the one that's ideal for you. In general, older homes in Markham are located in the southwestern area that is close to the city of Toronto. Meanwhile, newer community tends to be on the northern part, featuring more modern homes and amenities. Additionally, many newer neighborhoods are situated closer to 401 on the west side, as it offers greater convenience from traveling north to south and quicker access to downtown Toronto. After the 2000, newer communities began to develop on the east side of the Markham, like the Berksey, Westmere, Greensboro, Cornell, and even to the south of Cornell, just south of Highway 7. The good news is that this community are largely self-contained and offering nearly everything resident needs within the area, so they rarely have to leave if they don't want to. So again, new recap, newer community on the east and also on the north, and homes generally are more expensive closer to 404 because of the convenience that you can travel north to south, and also more convenient to access to other places connecting to major highways like the 404, the 407 and the 401 on the south. And that is the reason why generally the homes are more expensive closer to 404. And more recently, such as the community on the north like Victoria Square, Cathedratown and Cachet, they are very popular due to the popularity of many high-ranked schools. I will go over that in just a second. And overall, because the northern part of Markham is a newer community than those on the south, you will find much more suburbs that features street, a quieter environment than those on the south. And let's go to the street view, and just to give you an example of how the streets look like. And as you can see, it is quite wide and spacious, and there are a lot of greens, and this is just by the Elegance Mills between Victoria Square and Cathedratown. Like I said earlier, homes are generally newer. The street lights, they have more of a European vibe. The school district is among the best in Markham thanks to proximity to St. Augustine Catholic High School, which boasts an impressive score of 9.6 and ranks 6 out of 746 secondary schools. Fun fact, you don't have to be Catholic to attend this school. And for matter of fact, this school has attracted many people in this area just because everybody wanted to be part of this school district. And just zoom out just a little bit and you can see that within the intersection of 16th Avenue and Woodbine, here you can find the Cachet Center. And in this strip plaza, you find a very popular destination for Asians grocery shopping in TNT. And this became one of the most popular destinations, even attracting many other community outside of Cachet. And here's the street view to this street plaza, the Cachet Center. There are some essential stores like the Shoppers Drug Mart and some fast food options in Pizza, and there's a Tim Hortons and others essential stores, and also houses the Sport Check as well. And there are plenty of parking space as well. And the street plaza became one of the main commercial hubs for many of the residents here in Cachet, Markham. And just right across in this street plaza, there is also a newly added Asian mall that was built really in the recent years. And this is King Square, as you can see from the street view here. Not only do they have many restaurants and also Asian stores, and also it houses another Asian grocery store in Full Fresh, which is another option for many locals in the area. And they offer a large variety of vegetables and other goods, and also many Asian products. And the reason why this northwestern part also becoming so popular is because they are also close to a Costco, which technically is not part of Markham, but it's just west of 404 in Richmond Hill. However, it is also engraved part of the northwestern part of Markham because it is really extremely close. And this is the street view. And here at Elgin Mills Professional Center, you will find the Costco, and we have a staple in PetSmart, and also some real estate brokerages and some other fast food restaurant. At the other end, you'll find a huge Home Depot as well. So there is really everything within reach for this community, and this is the reason why this neighborhood of Victoria Square and Cathedratown and Cachet are quite popular. And again, this portion of northwest part of Markham is becoming each day more popular and popular is due to the proximity of all these amenities and also newer homes and quieter environment, and also one of the top school in St. Augustine. And you like all those features that I just mentioned, this part of Markham should be definitely on your radar. Now let's move on to the east part of the Markham, and just right next to Cachet you find Angus Glen. This is one of the most affluent neighborhood within Markham, and one of the major amenity or features is the Angus Glen Club, which I mentioned many of my past video. Here they hosted quite a few professional golf matches such as the Canadian Open, and there are quite a significant of homes that is back onto the golf course, and that makes the home very unique and also with a very pleasant environment. And Angus Glen is also known as the Upper Unionville, and again the homes at Angus Glen is leaning towards a pricier side. In addition, there is a community center here at Angus Glen. Let me give you a street view of the community center. This is a very popular community center at Angus Glen. And not only the people in Angus Glen come to this community center, in fact, most of the northern part of Markham, they tend to come here often due to some of the facility here that features 2 full-size ice hockey rinks, and there is also a very nice community pool along with a huge library. So definitely this is a very pleasant area to live in at Angus Glen, especially if you are looking to purchase a home that is back onto a beautiful golf course and at the same time with a nice community center right at the doorstep. This is definitely one of the community that you should be paying attention to. Now let's move on to another popular neighborhood that I recommend, which is on the east side. On a side note, most of the eastern part of Markham, they are more likely are newer communities. There are a lot of suburbs that is newly developed on the east end, especially on the northeast side. We have Berksea, Wismer, and Greensboro. I would like to emphasize more in Cornell. It's a community that is in the most eastern part, but there are a few characteristics of this community that is very unique to this part of Markham, and there are a few reasons. First of all, on the east border, we find the Donald Cousin Parkway. This is a parkway that is run through from Elgin Mills, and it goes along the border on the east, all the way to the south side, past the 407, and to Steeles, which is the end between Markham and Toronto. Now, the only downside to live in the east part of Markham is that you're further away from the main highway in 404 that travel from north to south. So you most likely need to rely on Highway 7 to travel from east to west if you want to connect to the 404, or you have to rely on a toll-free highway in 407, which is quite expensive. That's why most of the people will rely on Highway 7, but can sometimes be congested. Also, there are other alternatives like the 16th Avenue and Major Mackenzie and Elgin Mills on the north. Most of the residents at Cornell, they really don't need to go elsewhere because they have all the major amenities, shops, and parks, everything within the community, including the Markham Stonefield Hospital, that not many community has their own hospitals. At the same time, they have the transportation hub, such as the Cornell Bus Go Terminal, that allows you to travel many parts, including the Durham region and the Toronto area and York region. The design of the community is designed to self-sustain, and they have many unique types of home that I will go through right now. Let me give you a street view of this unique street, where you can find a lot of retailing on the ground level, and townhouses like this, you have residents on the upper floor, which make this unique area where you can find all those essential services and store just within the community here. And you also find many parks around the area in Cornell. Another unique housing type at Cornell are the homes that allowed building a coach house on top of your garage. In this street here, for example, a gas lamp. See if I can give you an example. Right here at this corner lot, this is a principal home at the front, and here is actually a rear lane, usually a narrow street that features all the garage at the back, and here you can see the front of the house, and typically you can have a little front yard like this. However, one unique feature of this home like this, Cornell allows homeowners to build on top of the garage for an additional unit, and here you can see a side door to access coach house unit. Typically they have a room or two with a kitchen and a bathroom for additional rental, and this could easily be additional $2,000 and up to either help you out for the mortgage or simply having a rental income. So this is an option that not all the Markham region allow. So this is definitely a unique feature at Cornell Markham. And here is the upper part of Cornell, and at the lower part of Cornell, just south of Highway 7, you can also find this type of housing here at Foxton Road. Let me give you a street view and demonstrate again. This is the rear lane of the house where the garage is, and you can find another coach house that was built on top of the garage. And in front, you see the principal home, and this is the back. This house without the coach house will look something like this. And this here, the red house here, is the principal house, which is the front. And this home doesn't have a coach house built on top, but this one and the next, they have coach house, and this one don't. So you have a choice to get a permit to build coach houses just like this only in Cornell Markham. So here's why I strongly believe Cornell is one of the community with such features could attract some homeowners that would like to have some rental income as well. This is a community that you might want to consider. Now let's take a look at another community that I recommend is Unionville. And Unionville is right on the middle of Markham, and that is why the new home of the Civic Center have moved to Unionville due to the location. And the exact location will be in the intersection of Warden and Highway 7. And here we see Markham Civic Center, and most of the annual events take place here. And conveniently, there is a school right beside it, and this is Unionville High School, and this is a very popular school in Markham, specialized in arts. And due to the popularity and the high ranked school in Unionville High, and many people have attracted to be inside of this school district. When speaking about Unionville, and there is a tourist attraction area in Main Street, Unionville, that is just located at Highway 7 and at Main Street, Unionville. Let's take a look at the street view, and this became very popular since the homes here are dated back into early settlers and they have a lot of historic value, and many of these homes are actually considered as a category of heritage homes, which means the homeowner are not allowed to tear it down and rebuild it unless there is a permit. So there is a special license to do renovation on these homes. But generally homes in this area, they tend to be much larger lots, and at the same time homes at Unionville are also on the higher side. However, this is a unique feature since they all have that kind of historic charm. And here is the tourist area where there are many unique stores, and most of them have preserved the historic look to it. And as you can see, there are many eateries, restaurants along the street, and became one of the tourist attraction, especially during the spring or summertime, where there are so many unique bars that can have nice little chat and also some friends gathering and also some sightseeing as well. And inside the Main Street Unionville, there is also another tourist area like the Too Good Pond. It's also a tourist favorite. And here's the entrance to the Too Good Pond, and I took some drone footage in the past, and here you can see the overlook of the Too Good Pond. So definitely in this area you will enjoy these larger homes over here, and typically they have a pretty large driveways in the front. And this creates a very unique environment, especially you are in front of this beautiful pond in Too Good Pond. Now, in the past 10 to 15 years, there is a huge development at downtown Markham, which is a new area where many condos are built, and also many offices buildings are also built around the downtown Markham, creating a high density residential area for many young professionals and also students. Especially there is a York University campus that just opened most recent years. And here are some of the pictures of the new York University campus right in the center of downtown Markham. Here is a view of the new downtown Markham, where there are many of these new condo development which are built along Birchmount Avenue Enterprise. And here are some of the view of the new developments right along there. And this is Birchmount, and you can see much more development nowadays. So now let's get a recap. In general, the newer home usually lies on the north part of Markham, which I introduced in the first place, such as Victoria Square, Cathedratown, and Cachet. And these are the most popular in the northwest due to the proximity to 404, the main highway that goes from north to south and can take you to downtown easier. Therefore, homes on the northwest usually are a little bit more expensive than those on the east. Like I said earlier, newer homes are on the north part of Markham, and on the east side, although they are further away from the 404, the advantage is that the homes are usually less expensive. However, the homes are also generally on a smaller lot, but increase the affordability. And on the east, they have pretty much everything within their community. So all the essential errands, grocery store, everything are within reach. You typically don't need to go anywhere else for daily errands unless you need to travel to work in the downtown area. You will have to rely on those local highway like the Highway 7 or the toll-free Highway 407 to connect you to the 404 and then head to downtown. And within Cornell, you have so many special housing type, like the one with the retail store on the bottom and residential on the upper floor. And also the special housing type that allow you to build a coach house on top of your garage at the back, which is also an advantage in the community of Cornell on the very east. And lastly, I talk about the heart of Markham, which is Unionville, and they have many tourist attractions and also have the civic center that take place in Unionville. And we have a very important section of Markham, which is the downtown Markham. The houses, the most condominium in the entire Markham, which resemble much more similar to downtown Toronto, where you can find some office building and the combination of high density of condos. It is much more city-like in the heart of downtown Markham, especially when they added the York University campus, make this area much more vibrant and more exciting. That wraps up my recommended community amenities in Markham. I might have missed some of your favorite neighborhoods, so feel free to share your recommendations in the comments below, whether you are local or not. I love to hear which part of Markham you love the most. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.